And?
Kim used to be a long-range military scout. He's what they call unfit as a commander and unfit to be commanded. While he was bouncing around between special ops and electronic forces, he somehow got drawn into the nefarious world of black market weapons, and his reputation after that soon went down the toilet. And in the end, he just wound up being a typical hacker.
The guy had quite a past, didn't he?
But no matter how far a jackass may travel, it will never return as a horse. In his case, his downfall came when his reach exceeded his grasp. Let's go.
Bateau! The study is on the top floor. Well, I guess it looks like we must have arrived a little too late. Proactive firewalls must have zapped him hacking in somewhere. In any case, he sure doesn't look like he would have been a lot of help to us.
The deceased firmly declines any offerings of fresh flowers or birds released in his honor. Right.
Hey!
Looks like he's dead, right? Well, he doesn't fool me. Even Confucius says you should never pretend to sleep like a corpse. I don't have time for any of your stupid little bullshit games, Kim.
Long time no see, since that landing operation in Nemero.
Yeah, I'm here on a job.
You mean Locus Solus? They came late into the robot manufacturing business, but expanded rapidly once they focused on high-end gynoids. There are whispers of links to politicians, bureaucrats, even crime syndicates. Wary of local regulations, they moved production to a factory ship anchored in international waters outside local jurisdiction. They produce mighty fine dolls.
Are they fine enough to murder humans and then commit suicide?
If that's true, it's very uncultured of them. I don't understand those who want to replicate humans by breathing souls into dolls. The definition of a truly beautiful doll is a living, breathing body devoid of a soul. It's nothing but an unyielding corpse, tiptoeing on the brink of collapse.
Are reduced to a ravaged body with an e-brain. Is that the reason?
Humans are no match for a doll, in form or elegance. You see, my dear Barteau, the inadequacies of human cognitive ability are the cause for the imperfection of reality. Perfection is possible only for those without consciousness or with infinite consciousness. In other words, dolls or gods.
Can we get down to business now, Mr. Kim?
Actually, there's one more mode of existence that is equal to dolls and deities.
Are you talking about animals?
Yes, I am. Shelley's skylarks, for example, are suffused with a profound instinctive joy. Joy that we humans can never know because of our awareness of our own mortality, making joy more elusive than becoming a god.
So because of your emotional needs, you decided to become a doll? Is that what you're saying?
Confucius says, without knowing life, how can we know death? It's rare to find any human being who understands death. Most face death not with preparedness, but with ignorance, because that's their experience. In other words, people die simply because it's inevitable.
But a doll doesn't have to concern itself with that. And that's the reason why Kim chose to evolve himself into a complete machine.
And?
He's what they call unfit as a commander and unfit to be commanded. He somehow got drawn into the world of black market weapons, and his reputation after that went down the toilet. He wound up being a typical hacker.
The guy had quite a past, didn't he?
But no matter how far a jackass travels, it won't come back as a horse.
Hey, what are you doing? We should go. Bateau!
The deceased hereby proclaims that on this day of this month, I have attained my own celebrated death.
Hey!
Truly disturbing, isn't it?
Not if you understand it.
You doubt whether a creature that certainly appears to be alive is really alive. Conversely, you doubt that a lifeless object might actually be alive. The eeriness of dolls comes solely from the fact that they are completely modeled on human beings. In fact, they are nothing but human, really. They make us face the fear of being reduced to simple mechanisms and matter. In other words, they make us face the fear that fundamentally all humans belong to the void.
Enough of this. Let's get down to business, Kim.
Science, seeking to unlock the secret of life, also brought about this fear. The notion that nature can be calculated inevitably leads to the conclusion that humans too can be reduced to basic mechanical parts.
Metri said the human body is a machine which winds its own springs. It is the living example of perpetual motion.
The modern technologies of robotics and electronic neurology resurrected the 18th century theory of man as machine. From the time computers have made eternal memory possible, humans have pursued self-mechanization aggressively in order to expand the limits of their own function. Determined to leave Darwinian natural selection behind, this human determination to beat evolutionary odds also reveals the desire to transcend nature, the very thing that gave birth to humankind. The mirage of life, equipped with perfect hardware, is the very source of this nightmare.
God is everlasting geometry. Let's go!
Bateau!
You feeling better now?
What just happened?
You just had a whole maze of virtual experience hacked into your e-brain. Just as luck appears in threes, so does misfortune. Because you don't want to see it, you don't see it coming. Even if you notice it, you don't say anything. Even if you're told, you don't listen. Then boom, the end comes. In our world, if you miss the first sign, you're dead, let alone all three signs. I told you before, I don't have time for your stupid bullshit, Kim.
When did you figure it out?
You know the old expression, no one's easier to trick than a trickster? You may be some kind of an electronic warfare specialist, Kim, but you seem to forget that I'm an intelligence expert as well. And besides, I've got a guardian angel looking over my shoulder who helps me out in situations like this. Dig up the Hall image in your external memory database. The word A'Mayeth means truth of God. Jacob Grimm wrote that with that word on Gollum's forehead, the Clayman lived. but if you remove the AE from the beginning of the word, it becomes Mayeth, which means death. That word made Gollum return to clay again, and that's how I knew what I saw wasn't true.
Someone broke through the firewalls I devised? That's absurd. No one could do that.
You're wrong. Someone did do it. My guardian angel. The game's over, Kim. It's time you started talking. You know you're starting to piss me off. Now knock it off. The next bullet in my gun is yours.
Bateau, are you certain that this is not an extension of false illusions generated by virtual signals?
My ghost is whispering to me, if that's what you mean.
Humans are nothing but the thread from which the dream of life is woven. Dreams, consciousness, even ghosts are no more than the rifts and warps in the uniform weave of the Matrix.
I'm just a worthless human being, just like you are, Kim, but we wear very different shoes and walk very different pathways. Of course, for those people who don't believe in ghosts, there's always a convenient insanity or schizophrenia for that matter. At any rate, the little that's left of your original body will not self-destruct immediately. It will continue to function only physically until the time when your suitable death comes to meet you.
Are you sure we're actually back in physical reality?
Well, there's no way to distinguish reminiscence from true memory. And whichever they are, they can only be understood after the fact. The passage of time itself can't be stored, so it's difficult to discern. Unfortunately, it is inevitable now that we have e-brains and share eternal memories. However, the real question is, are the memories real or have they been put there? Does your wife and daughter truly exist? Are they waiting for you at your house? Or are you actually still single, living in a room somewhere, just dreaming of having a family? Do they exist in reality, or is it just your reality? Don't you want to verify which is actually real?
If you knew this, why didn't you say anything?
Because I wanted to ascertain his motives. Kim set up the trap knowing full well that I would come, inserting the virtual experiences to turn us away, and that's about the gist of it. When Kim hacked into me in the grocery store the other night and made me blow away my own right arm, he must have planted something in my e-brain. Remember when we were talking and Ishikawa told you that not many people could pull something like that off on me? I'm pretty sure Locus Solus felt the same way.
So you anticipated all of this?
I was just gonna jump in deep by pretending to fall into his trap. That was my plan, but Kim was pretty skilled, and without the signs in the hallway, I may not have figured it out at all.
And what about the guardian angel you were talking about before?
Well, seems she's vanished again. Somewhere beyond that rift in the weave of the Matrix. Or somewhere on the vast net. Just merging along with the entire domain. There are as many paths to proving your existence as there are ghosts in the entire universe. You've got your daughter, that's your proof. And I'm certain that Kim knew all about this stuff when he was back in the jungle.
Well, at least there's one thing I've got figured out.
What's that?
Only that I'm really not cut out to be your partner.
I thought we worked well together.
I don't want to sound like a whiner or anything, but I'd like to stay alive long enough to see my daughter.
Fine, but I still need you to work long enough to earn your salary.
You still want to keep going? Don't we have enough information from Kim's e-brain to nail Locus Solus?
No, we can only prove that he interfered with an investigation, that plus the ethics violation. Besides, our investigation is officially off the record. So if we're going to make any of these charges stick in these gynoid murder cases, we need to find some material evidence, otherwise all this was for nothing.
So what do we do? Kim is a dead end now.
No, not really. He's just out. His e-brain's been ghost-packed, and it's still connected to Locus Solus. We're gonna have to hustle and catch them with their pants down before they can clean everything out. There's a good old saying that goes something like this: when there is no right or wrong, it's time to beat the drums and attack, right? When talking doesn't work, it's time to break shit up.
Hey! This isn't gonna be like barging into some Yakuza office again, is it?
Well, if I were you, I'd bring more than your Matteba. Birds see refuge high up in the heavens. The fish, on the other hand, dive deep into the sea.